Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Most welcome to the class of International Financial Management. Dear students, today is our fourth lecture of International Financial Management, and we will discuss the exchange rate determinations. Dear students, if you remember, in lecture 4 and in lecture 3, we discussed the international financial markets, where we discussed euro bond market, euro credit market, currency market, foreign exchange market, and etc. In lecture 2, we discussed the international flow of funds, that how funds flow internationally. Dear students, today we will discuss the exchange rate determination. As you know, every MNC or multinational corporation, every multinational corporation that engage in the international businesses, the financial managers of MNCs or multinational corporations that conduct international businesses must continuously monitor exchange rate, because their cash flows are highly dependent on them. They need to understand what factors influence exchange rates so that they can anticipate how exchange rate may change in response to specific conditions. According to or related to the previous lectures, in lecture 3, in lecture 2 we discussed the flow of funds internationally. It means that funds flow from one country to another country as a foreign direct investment, as a franchise, as a trade between two countries, and etc. Most of the multinational corporations purchase raw material from the abroad, from other countries. Most of the countries sell their finished goods in other countries. Examples are known for you people, for you guys. Examples are the Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, all beverages companies, all textile companies, all automobile companies, all mobile companies. So these are the examples of multinational corporations who have customers in all over the world. So if a multinational corporation has customers in all over the world, it means that from all over the world, they get profit, they get money, and the flow of funds comes from international countries or global countries. So on the base of this information, every financial manager in MNC, every financial manager in multinational corporations must monitor continuously the exchange rates. Why? Because they conduct their business internationally. Clear? So let's start the chapter objectives. The chapter objectives, today's objectives of fifth lecture are to explain how exchange rate movements are measured. It means that how exchange rate moves from one country to another country. To explain how the equilibrium exchange rate is determined. What is the equilibrium point of exchange rate? Next, the third objective of today's lecture is to examine the factors that affect the equilibrium exchange rate. What factors are there available in the world that influence or affect the equilibrium exchange rates? So these three main topics, main objectives of today's lecture will be discussed throughout the lecture. Dear students, as we are studying the exchange rates, So we cannot consider all the exchange rates of the world, all the exchange rates of the every country in the world. So for the example, we only consider the US dollar and UK's pound. We will discuss these two currencies, and we will measure the exchange rate movements between the US dollars and UK's pound, and we also discuss the equilibrium exchange rate between US dollar and UK pound, and also factors that affect the exchange rates according to the US dollar and UK pound. So US dollars and UK pounds will be example for our whole whole lecture of today, and we will consider both of them. Clear? Let me start with the very first topic, that is exchange rate movement. Dear students, exchange rate movements affect an MNC's value because they can affect the amount of cash inflows received from exporting or from a subsidiary, and the amount of cash flows outflows needed to pay for imports. You better know. Before I told you that every international organization, every multinational corporation has cash inflows from the other countries and cash outflows from the home country to other countries. From home country to other countries. So this inflow and outflow affects the exchange rate movements. An exchange rate measures the value of one currency in unit of another currency. Value of one currency in unit of other currency. When a currency declines in value, it is said to be depreciated. When the value of one currency declines on the base of another currency, it means that the currency has been depreciated on the base of another currency. When it increases in value, on the base of another currency, it is said to be appreciated. It means that currency depreciation and currency appreciation. What is currency depreciation? When the value of one currency declines as compared to another currency, it means that the currency has been depreciated. When the value of one currency as compared to another currency is increases, it means that currency has been appreciated. So this depreciation and appreciation is movement. Is called movement. This is movement. Most of the times currencies depreciate, most of the times currencies appreciated. So this depreciation and appreciation of the currencies called the exchange rate movements. On the days when some currencies appreciate while others depreciate against the dollar is said to be mixed in trading. Mixed in trading means that some currencies, most of the currencies appreciate while others depreciate against dollar. Dollar is mixed in trading. Why? Because some of currencies appreciate on the base of dollar, some of the currencies, most of the currencies depreciate against the dollar. So this method means mixed in trading. The dollar is said to be mixed in trading because on the base of dollars, some currencies appreciate and some currencies depreciate. So dollar is the benchmark. Dollar is the benchmark. All the currencies are appreciated and depreciated on the base of dollars. So this appreciation and depreciation is called the dollars mixed in trading. Mixed in trading. Measuring exchange rate movement, the percentage change in the value of a foreign currency is computed as ST minus ST1 ST minus 1 divided by ST minus 1. It means that percentage change in foreign currency's value is equal to ST minus ST1 divided by ST1. What is ST? ST, as, or simply we call it S. Most of the books write S, only S. Most of the books write ST, but both the concepts are the same. The spot rate, S means the spot rate at the earlier date. Sorry, ST means spot rate at the most recent time. Most recent, when we compare two currencies on the base of time, so most recent change in spot rate is called ST or S simple, and the some earlier time exchange rate movement is called ST minus 1. So ST and minus ST1 divided by ST1 denotes us that there is a percentage change in foreign currency's value. So where ST denotes the spot rate at time t, and ST minus 1 denotes the some earlier times earlier times spot rate on the base of currency. So this formula suggests that there is change between two currencies. So this change is measured by this formula. A positive percentage change represents appreciation of the foreign currency. It means that when the answer is positive, it means that the appreciation of the foreign currency exists, while a negative percentage change represents depreciation of foreign currency. So this is the measurement of exchange rate movement. We denote the calculation, the computation of exchange rate movement on the base of this formula. This formula is a very easy formula to calculate the exchange rate movement. So ST denotes the spot rate at time t, means very recent time, and the ST minus 1 denotes the some earlier time spot rate divided by some earlier time spot rate. So it brings the value of percentage change in foreign currency. So positive change denotes appreciation of the foreign currency, and negative change, percentage change, represents the depreciation of the foreign currency. Clear? Exchange rate equilibrium. You better know the equilibrium point. What is equilibrium? Equilibrium means equal point, where both of the slopes intersect with each other. Although it is easy to measure the percentage change in the value of a currency, it is more difficult to explain why the value exchanged or to forecast how it may change in the future. To achieve either of these objectives, the concept of an equilibrium exchange rate must be understood, as well as the factors that affect the equilibrium. The factors that affect equilibrium must be considered, must be learned, the factors as well as to achieve the objective, the concept of equilibrium must be understood. Clear? This table shows the exchange rate represents the price of a currency, which is determined by the demand for that currency relative to supply for that currency. It means that the supply of currency and the demand of currency will be intersect with each other. The intersection point will denote the equilibrium exchange rate. Intersection point. This is intersection point. So this intersection point denotes the equilibrium exchange rate. This is supply of the currency. This slope is the demand of the currency. So this supply and demand intersect with each other. This intersection points denotes the exchange rate equilibrium. Quantity of pound, value of pound. So this is the value of pound and this is the quantity of pound. Value of pound changes with the time. Quantity of pound also changes with the time. So this changes will bring the equilibrium exchange rate by intersection with each other. $1.55 are equal to the 1 pound. It means that this $1.55 with 1 pound is the equilibrium rate. If it appreciates, it means that dollars will become 1.6. Foreign currency is appreciated. If this is depreciated to 1.5, it means that $1.5 is equal to 1 pound. So it denotes the depreciation of the foreign currency. And the $1.55 is equal to 1 pound is the equilibrium point. And this equilibrium point is found out by the supply of pound and demand for pound. If the supply of pound decreases and demand increases, it means that the foreign currency is appreciated. Dollar is appreciated. It will go from 1.55 to 1.6. If the supply decreases, as the supply increases, demand decreases for pound, so it means that the foreign currency, which is dollar, is depreciated. So this point shows the equilibrium exchange rate. Next, the factors that influence exchange rate. The factors which influence rate. So, dear students, the demand and supply of the currency shows the appreciation and depreciation of the currency. Clear? The demand and supply. So if you remember, we studied the demand and supply for the products in the microeconomics. So these slopes are the demand and supply slopes. The D0 and D1, they are demand slopes. The S0 and S1 are the supply slopes. So these are we don't care that the currency, either currency is considered in the demand and supply, either the product it is considered in the demand and supply. But now for the present, in today's lecture, we only consider the demand and supply of the currency. Clear? So first is relative inflation rate. What does it mean? If US inflation increases, this sign means increases. It means that inflation increases. What does it say? US demand for British goods and hence pound increases. What? Increases the US demand for British goods, and also increases the demand for pound. If the US inflation increases, British desire for US dollars decreases. There is a decrease of British desire for US dollars, US goods, and hence supply of pounds also decreases. The supply of pounds also decreases. So this shows the inflation rate. For example, if US inflation suddenly increased substantially while British inflation remained the same, as assume that both British and US firms sell goods that can serve as substitute for each other. The sudden jump in US inflation should cause an increase in the US demand for British goods. and therefore also cause an increase in the US demand for British pounds, and vice versa. And vice versa. Next factor is relative interest rate. Relative interest rate. It means that interest rate also affect the exchange rate movement. Exchange rate is affected by the interest rate. If interest rate in US increases, in US interest rate increases, what happens with the British pound? US demand for British bank deposits decreases. US demand decreases for the British bank deposits. They will not deposit dollars in the British banks. Why? Because interest rate of the US increases. Simple. This is simple. Interest rate in US is increase is as compared to the interest rate in British. In British, US interest rate, British interest rate is decreased. So this decreasement, the interest rate in the British, it decreases the US demand for British bank deposits. Why? Because the US people, the US individuals will invest their money in the US banks rather than British banks. Why? The US interest rate is increased as compared to the British. The British desire for US banks deposits will increase. Why? There is high interest rate in US and low interest rate in British. So people of the Britain and people of the US will deposit their money in US banks rather than British banks, and the supply of the pound will increases. Clear? Next, example, assume that US interest rate rise with British interest rates remain the same. In this case, US investors will likely reduce their demand for pounds, since US rates are no more attractive relative to British rates, and there is less desire for British bank deposits. Because US rates will now look more attractive to British investors with excess cash, the supply of pounds for sale by British investors should increase as they establish more bank deposits in the United States. Due to an inward shift in the demand for pounds and an outward shift in the supply of pounds for sale, the equilibrium exchange rate should increase. This is graphically represented in your slide. Graphically represented in your slide. This is graph for the interest rate, quantity of pounds and dollars and pounds. So demand will shift from D0 to D1, and from supply will shift from S0 to S1. Supply will decreases and demand will also decreases. Why? Because in British, the investors, the individuals will not invest their money in the British banks. They will invest their money, investors will invest their money in US banks. So demand for the pounds will decreases, as well as supply of the pounds will also decreases from S1 to S0 to S1. Clear? Relative interest rate. As relative high interest rate may actually reflect expectations of relative high inflation, which discourages foreign investments. It is thus useful to consider real interest rate, which adjusts the nominal interest rates for inflation. You better know about the real interest rate and nominal interest rate. Relative interest rate, real interest rate is always almost equal. Almost equal to nominal interest rate minus inflation rate. So when the inflation rate is subtracted from the nominal interest, it brings the real interest rate. This relationship is sometimes called the Fisher effect. This formula, this relationship was given by the Fisher. Next is the relative income level. Relative income level. Relative income level. A third factor affecting exchange rate is relative income level, because income can affect the amount of imports demanded. It can affect exchange rate. When the US income level increases, the income level of US investors or the US government or the US individuals increases, what does it happen? What does happens? US demand for British goods also increases. Why? The income of the people is high. So this is due to the high income level of the US people, US investors. US investors income level increases. With this income level increasement, the US demand for British goods also increases, and hence the demand for pound also increases. But no expected change for the supply of pounds. There is no expected change. You can graphically, here is the graphically represented the supply and demand of the pounds and dollars. So demand increases from D0 to D1. Why? Because income level increased. Income level of the US investors increase. So this increasement brings the high demand of British goods from the D0 to D1. And supply remains same. There is no change in supply. There is no expected change for the supply of pounds. So there is no change in the supply. So there will be two intersection points, R0 and R1. This is also equilibrium and this is also equilibrium. Clear? Example, assume that the US income level rises substantially while the British income level remains unchanged. Same, constant. Impact of this scenario: the demand schedule for pounds, the supply schedule for pounds for sale, the equilibrium exchange rate, all these are affected. All these are affected by this increasement of income level. Next factor, that is government control. Government control. Government control also affect the exchange rates. Government may influence the equilibrium exchange rate by what? By imposing foreign exchange barriers. Government will impose barriers for the exchange rates. Why? Because they influence the equilibrium exchange rate. Imposing foreign trade barriers. They also impose barriers on the foreign trade. They intervene in the foreign exchange market as well, and affecting macro variables such as inflation, interest rate and income level. They are macro level concepts. Inflation is the macro level concept. The interest rate is macro level concept, not micro level. Income level is also macro level concept. So this intervention of the government for the foreign exchange in the foreign exchange market, the imposing of trade barriers, the imposing of foreign exchange barriers, this all affect the exchange rate movement, exchange rates. For example, in US, interest rates rose relative to British interest rates. If you recall the previous slides, there we studied the interest rate rose relative to British interest rates. The expected reaction was an increase in the British supply of pounds for sale to obtain more US dollars in order to capitalize high US money market yields. Yet, if the British government placed a heavy tax on interest income earned from foreign investment, this could discourage the exchange of pounds for dollars. So this is an intervention of government. So government control also brings an influence on the equilibrium exchange rate. Next factor is expectations. You better know about the expectations. Most of the investors in US and in Britain, both of the investors of both countries expect some things about the exchange rates. What is that expectations? Expectation means that foreign exchange market react to any news that may have a future effect. If there is a news in the foreign exchange market, it will affect the foreign exchange rate. This news will affect the future effect on the foreign exchange rate. Institutional investors often take currency positions based on anticipated interest rate movements in various countries. So this is their anticipations, their expectations that interest rate will move from one position to another position. Therefore, institutional investors often take currency positions based on anticipated interest rates. Because of speculative transactions, foreign exchange rate can be very volatile. Why? There is speculative transactions. Speculative transactions mean expected transactions. People may expect positive changes in the interest rate, in exchange rates. So this positive changes in foreign exchange rates will affect the buying behavior of investors in US and British as well. So this brings a very volatility in the foreign exchange market. Very This is fifth factor affecting exchange rate. In market expectation of future exchange rates, like other financial markets, foreign exchange market react to any news that may have a future effect. For example, news of a potential surge in US inflation may cause currency traders to sell dollars. This is an example. If there is a news that there is inflation in US, so the investors will be affected by the currency traders, so they will sell their dollars. Why? They know that there is a high inflation rate in US. So this news brings a positive changes, anticipating a future decline in the dollar's value. They expect the future decline in the dollar's value because inflation affect the value of dollar. So this inflation affecting the value of dollars compel the investors to sell their dollars currently. This response places immediate downward pressure on the dollar. This news will affect the downward pressure on the dollar. Investors may temporarily invest funds in Britain pound. Why? They know that there is no inflation in Britain, but there is inflation, there is a future inflation in US. So they will sell the US dollars and they will invest in the British pounds, which will bring upward pressure on the British pounds, downward pressure on the US dollars and upward pressure on the British pound. Why? There is a news that there will be inflation in the US. So this news brings upward inflation on the British pound and downward pressure over the US dollars. So this upward pressure and downward pressure on dollars and upward pressure on the British pound compels the investors to sell their dollars which they have in hand. They will sell all these dollars and they will purchase all the British pounds. They will invest all their money in the purchasing of British pounds. Clear? Expectations. This is a signal. What does signal? Poor US economic indicators. Federal chairman suggests Federal is unlikely to cut US interest rates. This is another example. Another example that federal government of the US suggests that unlikely we will cut the interest rate. It means that there will be decrease in the interest rate. So this decrease in interest rate weaken the dollar, brings downward pressure on the dollars and strengthen the British pound. Strengthen the British pound and weaken the dollars. So this is another example. If there is signal of inflation, so this inflation will bring a downward pressure on dollars and upward pressure on the British pounds. It means that the dollar is weakened and the pound is strengthened. If there is a news, the federal government of the US suggests that we will cut we will decrease the interest rate. So this signal will affect the dollar. How this effect will be? The effect will be weaken the dollar, downward pressure on the dollar and upward pressure on the British pound. The British pound will be strengthened. Clear? So this is expectations. These are the expectations. A possible decline in German strengthen the interest rate. A central bank expect to intervene to boost the euro. Weakened. So these are signals. Factors that influence exchange rate. Interaction of factors. What are these interaction of factors? Trade related factors and financial factors sometimes interact with each other, and exchange rate movement may be simultaneously affected by the factors. So trade related factors such as quotas, bargains, barriers, all these are trade related factors. Financial factors means flow of funds from one country to another country. So this flow of funds and trade related factors will sometimes interact with each other, and exchange rate is affected, the movement of exchange rate simultaneously. For example, an increase in the level of income sometimes causes expectations of high interest rates. So these are interaction with each other. So income level and expectations are interacted with each other. If the income level is increased, this will cause the expectations of higher interest rates. So this is interaction of factors. Clear? Interaction of over a particular period, different factors may place opposing pressure on the value of a foreign currency. But this will be for a particular period, not for a long time, not for a long period of time. It will be for a particular period of time. Different factors place opposing pressure. Opposing pressure means they will they pressurize against the other currencies. The sensitivity of exchange rate to these factors is dependent on the volume of international transactions between two countries. If the transaction sensitivity means if the international transactions between two countries expected to be high, so it will bring a positive changes in the exchange rates of the two countries. So the sensitivity of exchange rate to these factors is dependent on the volume of international transactions. If the volume of international transactions decreased, so it will negatively affect the exchange rates. So this is called sensitivity of the exchange rates. How factors can affect exchange rates? Trade related factors, inflation differential, income differential, or government trade restrictions. These all affect the US demand for foreign goods, for example, demand for foreign currency. Foreign demand for US goods, for example, supply of foreign currency. So it will affect the exchange rate between foreign currency and the dollars. The financial factors such as interest rate and capital flow restrictions. If there is high or low interest rate differential, so it will bring a high pressure on US demand for foreign securities, for example, demand for foreign currencies, as well as if there is a capital flow restrictions, it will bring pressure on foreign demand for US securities, for example, supply of foreign currency. So it will affect again on exchange rate between foreign currency and the dollar. So this chart will show the easily relationship between the trade related factors. Inflation differential, income differential, government trade restrictions, all these factors interact with each other and affect the US demand for foreign goods and for demand for foreign currency, as well as foreign demand for US goods and supply of foreign currency. So it will definitely affect the exchange rate, as well as financial factors such as interest rates differential, capital flow restrictions. These two factors interact with each other and brings a high pressure on US demand for foreign securities, for example, demand for foreign currencies, and foreign demand for US securities, for example, some supply of foreign currencies. It will bring again effect negative or positive, doesn't matter. It will this effect will be negative or positive, but there is effect of exchange rate between foreign currencies and dollars. Impact of exchange on MNC's value. There are these factors that affect the exchange rates: inflation rates, interest rates, which we discussed before, income level also we discussed before, government control, it means government restrictions, also we discussed before, the expectations also we discussed before. So how we create value? How we create value means the value is equal to summation of all, it means summation of all expected cash flows multiply by expected exchange rate divided by cost of capital, 1 plus k whole power by t. So this will brings a value. What is E of CFJT? Expected cash flows in currency J to be received by the US parent at the end of period T. What is E or mean expected exchange rate at which currency J can be converted to dollars at the end of period T, and K weighted average cost of capital of the parent. So this formula will bring a huge value in the foreign currency. Thank you so much. This was today's lecture. I hope you got a lot of knowledge about the exchange rate determinations. Dear students, exchange rate determinations, these 5 determinants which we discussed, such as income level, such as inflation rate, interest rate, expectations, and government interventions or government restrictions. These 5 factors will affect the exchange rate equilibrium. This exchange rate equilibrium is affected by these factors. So I hope you have better understandings of today's lectures. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.